I told you about Werner Heisenberg when I started in 1925. When he propounded his theory of uncertainty. In this world, there is no certainty at all. I was talking to Karthikeyan just now. You cannot say anything about tomorrow because tomorrow doesn't exist. In quantum physics, there is no tomorrow. And quantum physics, there is no yesterday. There's only today. And that's what the poets wrote, present. Present is a present given to you. Today is a present given to you. Enjoy it. Now, tomorrow is not known. And when Werner Heisenberg was asked, which laboratory did you do your calculations of QP is not equivalent to PQ? Do you know what he said? He was 24 years old. He was a violinist. He knew the strings of the violin with the frequency, and then he studied frequency. And he said, Gedanken experiment. Gedanken experiment in German means, this is my laboratory where I did the experiment. Do you know what he used to do? When he got confused in the class, when people like Werner Heisenberg, Albert Einstein, Niels Bohr, Paul Dirac taught him physics, he got so confused. So what did he do? He went for meditation up the Heinz mountains. Would sit there for one day and meditate. Today we know in science, meditation is the thing that makes you a human being. You are an animal, but you meditate. I'll give you a small, simple formula for meditation, which will change your life. You sit quietly in a room or any place, whether it is a bus or a bus stand or airplane, airport, anywhere. All the noise will be there, don't worry. But sit quietly, comfortably, close your eyes. And a lot of things will be coming in the mind. Just forget about them. Don't do anything to stop them. Because thoughts are like that river. They flow down. And if you block them, you will be like damming the river and water will collect. Don't do that. Allow them to go. And then you simply sit quietly. Don't have to have any mantra. Don't have to watch anything. Don't have to watch a breath. Don't have to keep God. Nothing. Sit there. Sit there. And then quietly sit there. And then afterwards, the thoughts start getting less and less and less and less. You will get within 10 to 20 minutes, minimum 20 minutes, you get into a stage where you feel so happy. You become Peter in 20 minutes time. That is the genuine meditation that will change. And that is what changed Bhaumik on that night when all the guests, he had about 500 guests that day, starting from President Clinton down to all the celebrities in Hollywood. When they left him, it was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and he was alone in the house, sitting by the side of a swimming pool, which had the size of an Olympic swimming pool. Bhaumik went into meditation. And at the end of 20 minutes, he said, "You fool, Bhaumik, what are you? Have you forgotten yourself?" And that is where he writes that book for you, Code Named God. So friends, ultimately, I'll come back to where I started, and that is, everything in the universe is energy, God included in it. And scientists should stop looking objectively at things without forgetting his own subjective feelings. What the scientists do is, the subjective feeling alters their results at the end of the day. You may not believe it because we all believe in the results that were given now. John Ioannidis is a great medical scientist who was working in Stanford as a professor. He took 6 prestigious medical journals, medical science journals, top journals in the world. And 20 years he analyzed what they had published for before 20 years. And he found 99% of what is published is not worth the paper on which it is written, because it is already changed. That is science. I'll give you an example in physics, which is the greatest science. 1907, J.J. Thomson, who was the president of the Cavendish Institute in Cambridge University, got the Nobel Prize for saying that electrons are particles. 30 years later, his own son, J.G. Thomson, in 1937, says they are waves, and he also gets the Nobel Prize. Father says they are particles, son says they are waves. 1932, Schrödinger says they are neither waves nor particles. He calls them wavicles. He gets the Nobel Prize. 1925, Werner Heisenberg says there is nothing, you can't study this, and everything is uncertain. He gets the Nobel Prize. What do you call this? Science? That is why I started by saying science is something that changes, religion is something that doesn't change. But today we have come to a level where science is meeting religion, but not ritualistic religion, but the philosophy of religion or theology of religion, which I call as spirituality. What is spirituality? What Peter is doing is spirituality. Spirituality is simply caring and sharing. What is caring? Caring for others. What is sharing? Sharing with others. This is the essence of every religion. You go to Ishopanishad, Tena Tyaktena Bunjitaha. Rejoice in giving. If I can give you 1 rupee, I am very happy. If you give me 1 lakh of rupees, then I think, why not 10 lakhs? Why not 20 lakhs? Why not a crore? I am unhappy. But if I can give you 1 rupee, you will be so happy. I tell you, you are so happy. And that is called giving. And in giving, we get, Jesus said. Now the second thing, you go to Jesus, he says, in giving you get. And he says, it's not for thee alone, pass it on, pass it on. And that's called sharing. You come to Islam, Zukat. And you say, Allahu Akbar. Everything is, other than us. Only God is different. We are all one. What a beautiful thought. One day thought, we'll teach this boy a lesson. So they went to the market and bought one of the most complicated jigsaw puzzles, having about 10,000 pieces, small pieces, which we put together becomes a world. So they came home and called the boy and said, look, today we will give you a question and you find the answer. Make this into a world. The boy disappeared with the box, 10,000 small pieces. And the parents said, for the next 1 week, we are happy. This boy won't bother us. Lo and behold, after 1 hour, the boy comes running back. Mommy, Daddy, I put the world. And they went to his room with amazement and they find the whole world is put together so beautifully. Then said, how did you do it? He said, very simple, Mama. Look at the other side, there is a man. I put the man right, the world became right. So friends, if you want to change the world, change yourself. Don't try to change others. Be the change yourself. This is a slogan I will give you. Be the change to change the world. Either in the wellness conference, in the wellness movement must change the world. And I am confident that it will do, because every small thing started as a movement. I will give you an example of how slavery was the biggest business in the 18th century, 17th, 18th century. Slavery is the biggest business. Today, as just like oil or medicines are a business, slavery was a business. There was this young MP, young boy. And this boy in 1853 started a movement called Stop the Slavery Movement. His name was Wilberforce, Wilberforce. Wilberforce was 25 years old. He was already an MP in the House of Commons, and he started the movement in 1853 in Edinburgh City. Then elders called him and said, don't be a bloody fool. The whole economy of the West in England for those days, that was the British Empire, runs on slavery business. And you can't stop that because the whole country will collapse. But this boy said, no, I am going to stop it. And that force, what Peter today started as wellness force, went on and went on. For how many years? 50 long years. By the year 1907, the first anti-slavery bill was passed by House of Commons. And Wilberforce was an old man. But he was so happy that day. And he died a very happy man. So all that you require is a spark. And I think Peter has lit the spark. And this spark will one day burn the whole world. And it burns for the right reason, wellness movement. May God bless all of us. Thank you very much.